Hello everyone and welcome back to Genshin Impact. So I was saving the character story quests for this special moment. I know I can't finish them all in one go, but I'll try to do as much as I can. So without waiting anymore, let's go see Albedo, or at least try. I did, well, where's the quests? I did check and I'm not sure if this is the right order. Sure, I will go with Mona next, but Albedo is in the middle. And I kind of finished Dragon Spine, so I should finish that and then go with Mona, Zhongli, and so on. And Eula is back in Mondstadt. It's more like sorted per release, although Albedo was before Ganyu, I think. Anyways, let's get on with the quest. Saving them for so long. And there's Rosaria.
Sister Rosaria! So here you are! Choir practice is about to...
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
She's not interested.
But this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
I mean, sure, but...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
No.
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of you.
Huh? Well, that can't be. People aren't like that.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings.
Well,
Maybe
yeah.
you're a little too trusting of other people.
Yeah, Barbara
Don't
is
fret.
like
Nobody's
that.
gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've got to get going.
I'm guessing that's not so important, since we don't see
Seems
what
like
that
that
is.
sister's an expert in making people believe anything she wants.
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We'd better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain. Or a trickster at best.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church.
Yeah, she heard you.
You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where. And you think I'm the trickster?
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... So it's you.
Rosaria, you need to get some sleep. Look at those eyes.
The honorary knight that saved us from storm terror.
Yep, that's me.
Well then, given your status, I won't press you on your reasons for eavesdropping. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the Sisters of Mondstadt have the authority to arrest people now?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't sisters have a sense of justice?
Maybe you're the only one.
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't think of a good comeback.
Let's talk about you.
It's no use
What are you
arguing.
doing in the mountains?
I'm just looking for Albedo.
If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never hurts to be vigilant.
More like a
I couldn't
detective.
care what you think. Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Rosaria
Really?
said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
Do I need it? I can just teleport to the camp. since I've been here all around. The only thing is not done yet is the frost-bearing tree.
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear
Little
and
pixie.
disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. Why is Paimon a criminal in your example? It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm alright. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Or maybe you're a cryo user.
Seems
That's
like there's
why.
more to being a sister in the Favonius Church than Paimon realized.
Okay, we're almost... Well... Wait. Have to go there? Oh yeah, he was here first. There he is. Busy with his painting.
Is that Albedo? Why would he hang around a place like this?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Potential paintings everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilly churros? Isn't he in danger?
Nah, he's fine.
Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
Well, that was simple.
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly churls unfinished.
I thought you were painting a landscape.
What's up with painting hilly churls? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
It's pretty good. Very avant-garde.
Wow. Look at the detail. But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilly churls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force at work here. In the cyclical lives of such primitive communities, such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at work. Evolution, the transition from nothing into existence, from the known to the
Hold your horses. Ugh. Something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't got the stamina. We found your man. I'm headed back.
Okay. Safe trip.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? Hey!
She has no interest.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. And I didn't have time to thank her. But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking for me?
That's right.
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. You've got the whole of Mondstadt talking. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control, and quite a few other mysterious things. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You came from afar. From another world, correct?
That's correct.
Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously.
Your research?
Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin? The essence of life?
Nah, that's going to take years.
Whoa. You want to start with that?
You're right. Giving a demonstration would be better than trying to explain. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
Well, that's amazing.
You can do that?
Alchemy really is useful.
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has produced no results. It's like you. in that it hails from another world, helping it to grow, to bloom. That's the problem my research is up against. That's where I need your assistance.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're gonna be much assistance.
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the known world, but you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you, I may just be able to find a way to get the seed to sprout.
So am I an object of research?
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
Is there any danger?
It's possible, but I will do everything in my control to ensure your safety.
As all experiments have some danger.
Time for a change of surroundings. We should be going. There's research to do.
Sure. Let's go to the camp. Oh, Rosaria's still snooping around
Albedo
as
and the
usual.
traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess.
Hey,
I wonder,
that's
does
not
this
nice.
constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
What risk? Sometimes she is so suspicious. Well, can't blame her. She was, I think she was raised by treasure hoarders. Oh, what was over here?
Paimon has a question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into anything?
I don't know, but I feel the importance will lie in the method, not the endpoint.
Why not study where it came from?
Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life. After awakening, even creation may be possible. Still a little difficult to understand?
No. Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was you were saying?
That's what I want to know.
If it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Sure know how to keep Paimon on board.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. I suppose it's one of the few non-alchemy related disciplines I'm any good at.
You're talking about Klee, right?
The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. Though I can't see anything resembling one on your person.
Well, that's not entirely true.
How you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. I've got a few questions in that regard.
Few characters that can technically use it without vision.
Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart?
No.
A fourth stomach?
No, what do you
Things
think I
of that
am?
nature. Fascinating. And this floating child is connected to your body in some way?
No, not even close.
What a stupid question. Can't you see the gap between us?
Yeah, the spiritual gap.
And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Perhaps there is some invisible force connecting you.
Okay, I'm not gonna be rude. I met Paimon on my travels.
Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder, did Paimon guide the elemental power to you? But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick, or cause the
Has
waterfall
a
south of
headache.
Springfield to flow backwards. No, that definitely can't be it.
Hey, how would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body and that of the humans in this world. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in their research, it seems that only experimentation will yield the answers. Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. I'd like to examine exactly how it manifests externally. let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them, using whatever method comes most naturally to you.
Huh? Doesn't seem very sciencey.
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment.
Well, he needs to see
This is
how
just a
am I
simple
using the
exercise.
element.
Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanids.
Okay, bring it on. Bring the 6 Oceanids. Probably in a year or so we'll have to fight such anyway.
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
As long as I'm not being battled... batted around by hydromutes.
Well, prepare
Okay.
yourself. The slimes will be here any moment.
It's just slimes, what are they gonna do?
At the frying pan, it's power that ended Python. Go as planned.
Of course, I'm not gonna use Ether right now. I don't mind using him, but somehow Geo is... well, not exactly the element itself, but Ether with Geo doesn't feel like that useful. It's more like a utility and that's it.
Go as planned.
I think my damage is still fine.
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary?
Nope,
If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready.
not a
Excellent.
scratch.
According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions are normal. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal flow.
Internal flow? How do you test that?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract elemental power. If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Make my stomach swirl.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
And in the abnormal course of events?
If
There
anything
could be
unexpected
some...
occurs, I've made the necessary preparations.
That's
Try
not
not to worry.
hugely reassuring.
Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, we'll be able to locate it with this test. Just a
Yeah,
warning.
I guess.
If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's a bad sign.
It's like a health checkup.
Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, the potion we'll use for the test is missing a catalyst. We'll need to find it. It's a type of ore known as star silver, but unfortunately not all of it is suitable.
I have it.
I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore on the way. I'll point out any likely contenders. All going to plan, we should be able to begin concocting the potion when we get to the campsite.
Paimon's
Okay.
still got a few safety concerns, but it seems like there's a silver lining. Let's keep our eyes open.
I would fully trust this genius to get things done. That's why he's my... or
Here,
at least one of
should
my
do for
favorite
catalyst
characters. I'm guessing these ones will be used
This
up.
one. Usable with a bit of polish. What luck. This
Get
should be
some
enough.
trees.
My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
Ah, it's gone. So I'm guessing I do give up those 3. Still have to find a few things in Dragonspine, like the nameless treasure and the last stone tablet to get into the chamber.
This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here.
Okay, I'm looking. Your notes. And there's Timaeus.
My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Plenty of times.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one slime battle?
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes.
Rational? I would have thought even Paimon and I were more closely related.
Consider, you don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet they too are able to manipulate the elements. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
So I'd say it's some natural thing that we can
Not
use
bad
it.
for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of the elements. A cryoregis vine, or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins.
No,
In
no
that sense,
thanks.
things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. This traveler is a visitor from another world. If it turned out that he did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world... Now that really would be something, wouldn't it?
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. I'll slow down a bit next time. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being. If you're keen for an update, just come and find me.
Great,
Sure.
I'll leave you to it.
So let's get on with the experiments.
Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Well, hard to say if I would be calm trying an experiment. Okay. Where's this potion? Use it. Well, I got burn effect.
I'll protect
And
us.
clear it. Well, does it work?
You've got a funny look on your face.
Burning a bit.
You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready? What happened to him?
But I'm fine.
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to be expected. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't be any other effects.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig.
What about the risk to you?
Perhaps it's just scholarly self-assurance. And it certainly speeds things up. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world. Nothing peculiar.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
That's fine.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the undesirable variety.
I feel like you're referring to something in particular.
The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same, They can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. The essence of their life is fundamentally different. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine or an eye of the storm. Have I explained it clearly enough?
Well, I think I'm getting it.
To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear.
Great.
Timaeus, the results of the new experiment
Happy to know I'm
if you could
safe
see to collating them.
to myself.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it.
But no one's safe from me when I used skills
You
and
gave me a
bursts.
lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. I'm thinking a lot clearer now. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me. But starting with the premise of an elemental life form? Now that was...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore as opposed to my judgment.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a suck-up. What Paimon meant to say was, that's the spirit? Mr. Albedo, say something.
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to prepare something. If you're interested, why not have a look around? It may help to pass the time.
Okay. Just going to look around. Observe shelf. Shelf packed with books and potions. Looks like the owner has a habit of reading and researching potions simultaneously. Well, here's that picture. Board. Comprehensible experimental reports stuck onto it. Can tell progress being made on those experiments. Looks like an alchemy work table. Some potions and other apparatus are laid on here. Are these what Albedo uses to investigate the world? Couldn't hurt to touch it, would it?
Albedo, let's go see him.
We shouldn't.
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting?
Couldn't make heads or tails of
Not
anything.
to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. You'd be hard-pressed to find an everyday use for them.
Yeah, I'm no alchemist.
Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the elements, but worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or even everyone. So, leaving elements to one side. Do you possess any unique abilities? Ones that don't exist in this world? I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment.
I drank my fill, thanks.
No. You shan't be required to exert quite so much effort this time around. Now, see this pillar here?
Yeah.
Use your willpower to try and break it.
I can't do that. I just can't do it.
That was your best effort?
Well, I know I can't.
Well, can't be helped, I suppose.
What's with the disappointment? Isn't that, like, impossible?
Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking as such. Rather, channeling your power into the ingredients themselves.
No, but that's an interesting
I'm
idea.
curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation.
Sure you're not just pickish.
I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find surprising. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientist stuff.
Not scientist.
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's also worth experimenting with and highly nutritious.
Paimon bets you're just hungry. That does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves.
I'll save you a fin or two.
Good buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last morsels.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem. How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the willpower thing again.
The willpower thing. Okay, learn.
This
There's
must be
electro.
electrolysis powder.
And there's the other one.
The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it.
Goodness, you managed to find them. Incredible. 1,000 thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm wondering, this elemental sight, this is what allowed you to locate the items and find me here on the mountains, correct?
Yes.
Yep. Guess it does sort of count as a superpower, huh?
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard of in Teyvat.
So it's a rare ability, I guess.
Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
You mean we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, getting these items back, I'd call this a very worthwhile experiment. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning.
With you to the end.
In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Let's start with physical. Looking out
Alright.
from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing?
No. I can't.
And if you jumped from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then?
Nope.
So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into 1,000,000 fragments? Then could you see her?
Nope.
Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
You want us to jump from up here?
That's quite a jump.
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is.
That's not very
Whichever
reassuring.
method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake. So we're gonna be swimming?
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might find the whole thing rather refreshing. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, every detail is invaluable to the research.
My kind of
Then if you would,
experiment.
please, I eagerly await the results.
Wait a
Okay.
minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me?
Observing.
Recording data, responding to risks, providing emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Competitive?
Forget Paimon said anything.
And now a quick swim.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it. Your reputation
performance?
precedes you, traveler. The data shows that you're easily outperforming the average citizen in Mondstadt.
Good to know.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat.
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But anyway,
Like what, a speed potion?
if it turns out that the natural laws of Teyvat do not affect you, I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong to. If the natural laws of Teyvat do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such effects. The innumerable possibilities that this could present the captivating insights. It would be something to savor again and again.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I should be able to show you something interesting.
Else have you researched this thoroughly?
I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few unusual specimens. I hope you won't be offended. Gold, petrified trees, a sun 8 times the size of our own. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but such feelings are inevitably fleeting in nature. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. As the unknown transitions into the realm of scientific understanding, the feeling of enlightenment is lost. All these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia or a sweet flower. They cease to be noteworthy.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly turtles? Because you got to see something new and interesting in the differences between them?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite boring, not
Quite
worth closer
boring.
inspection. There is precious little about them that serves to pique my curiosity now.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, boring to you? Like some basic draft of a sketch?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me, and I will remember this friendship for a lifetime. Now, before we head
Well,
back to
isn't
the
that
campsite,
nice?
there's one more experiment. Intelligence. Follow me. There are some other ruins nearby.
Well, I'm
I
here.
imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe
maybe.
your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test.
No
I'd
problem.
like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe.
I'm getting good at
A
these.
tried and tested adventurer, I see.
Yes.
So, let's see you in
Adventuring
action.
has their own
Start
puzzles.
wherever you like.
So I'm guessing the stone tablet is here in the water. That's why I couldn't find it. I can't remember. Okay, let's start this one.
It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
Oh, that's the ceiling that goes in a circle. Maybe it was too early. Okay, that's done.
Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
I just love the music in Dragon's Prime. I could listen for this hours. No, some unwanted guests.
Back off!
And the other is somewhere there. Oh, no, climb up. What's wrong? Why can't you climb up? the problem now? Oh, that is a challenge. And I'm starting free. Where did this chest come from?
I swear by my sword! Out of the frying pan!
Oh, I think I can fight these off in time. Although I know how to keep myself from
Things are going a little too
dying
smoothly
from
today.
freeze. Just use Barbara. This is time challenge.
There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to rest here, a true mystery.
I have just a little guess. Because of those machines that I found in the snow, and they give you, well, binary code. So I checked and it has something to do with Conria.
Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our research.
So maybe we'll learn about this very
Another thing
later.
for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this, weird experiment that. It'd be nice to get some cool results for once. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
Of course, that's how it works
I've truly gained a lot from all this.
with the experiments.
Comparatively, the little reward I can offer is too small to mention. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Okay. See you soon.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the results of all this brain ache. Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's head back to the campsite.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
Boy, you're paranoid.
You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor.
What do you mean?
Taking orders from a complete stranger, drinking anonymous potions, participating in all kinds of strange experiments.
Well, they're strange because you don't understand.
I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps you were colluding from the beginning.
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
Don't think he's a bad
It doesn't
person.
matter what you think. He could be a saint.
Oh,
for all
great.
we know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
Well, look at me. I'm not sinister.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So, what are you gonna do?
You came here to be sure, so you must have your ways of assuring yourself.
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are these symbols.
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. This is now a location of interest. Regular patrols should be set up here. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat, which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Then go do something else.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time.
Well, if that
You
counts
made
a
a lot of
mistake,
rash
I'm about
decisions
to
today.
make another one.
She's gone. So stubborn. Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that.
Yes, like security, that's for sure.
Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo.
Did you get held up on the way back?
Quite literally, by sister no less.
I wouldn't worry. She's just doing her job. Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to finish all the research in one go. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is you're very much like a human from this world.
That's
You
it?
couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders?
Perhaps.
I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Tevat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom.
Maybe because the environment isn't the right place.
But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so,
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
the transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition, is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
Aww.
It was beautiful.
It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty. Life's proudest achievement.
Paimon thought with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever, and it didn't even have any fruit.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. Even a momentary burst is precious. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently, lived to perfection, is necessarily one unburdened by loneliness. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Well, I haven't witnessed just yet.
Things feel a little heavy right now. Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to look after you.
Well, thanks for that.
Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom.
So I'm a helpful specimen.
I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again?
Or even if you just want some company, find me
Wow.
anytime.
Glad I can count on you. I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean?
Well, that's something you won't know until later.
Those
maybe
born of
never.
earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined.
Are you saying we're both artificial?
If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, can I rely on you to stop me?
Now that's something I'm afraid to see. Okay, well, we've got some rewards. Next one. Next one is technically this, which I should have already finished because I'm kinda at the end of Leeway already.
Finally. I almost fell asleep waiting.
How long were you waiting?
I As usual, my predictions are correct. You, yes you, come with me.
Huh? Are you some sort of door-to-door fortune teller? Sorry, but we're not really interested.
You're not from this world, are you?
She knows. Just with the look.
How do you know about that?
The second person actually knows.
How? Because I'm a master of true astrology.
And a
If
genius.
you've no other questions, let's be off.
I'm just full of questions.
Fine. I'll exercise a little patience and explain. I am astrologist Mona Magistus, but considering that it is most rude to misremember names, I allow others to call me Mona. I am on a mission from my master to retrieve a certain box from Mondstadt. It was part of an agreement she made with a friend 50 years ago. But she isn't as spry as she used to be, so now it's up to me.
Not sure what getting some box back has to do with us. Why do you need us to come along?
Well, that's because I would also like to take on the guardian of the box. My master and her friend contended in the mystic arts all their lives without a clear victor. If I triumph here, then I will show myself to be superior to my master.
So you want to prove yourself, huh?
Well, I want to prove the power and status of astrology, to be precise. Now, from my predictions, I know that my master's friend has left Mondstadt, leaving her successor as the current guardian of that box. Like me, that successor must also be one who has surpassed their teacher. I must not be careless, but I would prefer to assure my victory in this contest, and upon giving it some thought, you came to mind.
How did you end up thinking of me? I'm just a random person.
The knowledge passed down to me from my master must be passed on in turn. If I were to bring my disciple to meet her, then the lead is already mine, no? And you are Mondstadt's great hero, my equal in status, so...
Since when was I your
Come
student?
on, you don't actually have to become my disciple. You just need to act the part. There's something in it for you as well, should you come with me to get that box. Once I meet that successor and have a chance to exchange knowledge with them, I should be able to read your fate more accurately. Then I will have answers for you, even regarding such distant and foggy matters as gods and kin.
That does seem much faster than searching the land country by country.
Well, I guess we'll play along. That's quite a deal.
A wise decision. That said, I would like to pay a certain place
What's
a
with
visit
these
before we go.
views of the cutscene?
There is a small inn near Mount Tianheng that never sees a lot of business, even though its food is always great value for the money. The owner has always been good to me.
So, well, it was close. Okay, for a moment there I thought the game crashed. Never had any problems and suddenly the loading screen froze. Okay, there's a ceiling missing here. Oh, chest.
Things are going a little too smoothly.
Let's talk to some people.
No wonder that an inn set up here has no business.
Mona, oh, you've come at just the right time. Did you see a jade ring while you made your way here?
A jade ring. Can't say I have.
Oh, that's not good. That ring was given to me by my mother, but while my back was turned, it was swallowed up by a slime.
That should be no trouble with Mona here. She's really good at astrology.
Absolutely not. Astrology is meant to be used to gain insight into reality and observe destiny itself. It's certainly not for such mundane affairs.
But didn't you say that the owner here's been good to you?
This is a matter of pride and one's state of mind. If an astrologist thinks that their arts can solve all problems, they will be forsaken by the starry ether. Their
Really?
divinations will lose the power to guide and will not be able to pierce the fog of the unknown before them. Principles are principles.
Is that some kind of superstition, or is it really true? So you chose to be honest.
Such a powerful ability, and you don't use it to earn a living? What a shame.
Indeed,
Well,
a
I was
shame.
going to put up 20,000 mora as compensation, if you were willing.
She would be able to earn that much every minute.
20,000?
With that look on your face.
Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking that the person who finds that ring must be lucky indeed to be able to earn 20,000 mora just like that.
You were just talking about an astrologist's pride.
Yes, of course. Still, the owner's business has had it pretty hard. It must be a truly extraordinary ring to be worth spending this much mora to find. It wouldn't be right for us to leave like this, so let's help to search for it. There may be other means we can employ besides astrology.
Oh, Paimon knows where this is going.
I know. I'll leave this one to you. This is the first mission I'm giving you as your master.
But of course.
Since it was swallowed up by a slime, maybe we can use elemental bait to lure all the nearby slimes to us. You remember the stuff we helped Master Diluc make?
Do we have some left?
And Paimon actually kept a small amount.
Well done, Paimon.
Paimon's the very best partner, right?
Right.
Seems like you already have a plan.
Yep, we'll be back in a jiffy. The elemental bait's really strong. It will attract all the slimes in the area. Even if they're just slimes, they can be dangerous together, so we'd best prepare ourselves.
I don't know how dangerous can slime be. Maybe for a child or something. More slimes. And some more. Miss. And there it is. That's an Nephrite ring.
Found it! This must be the ring! It's so pretty. Paimon sure it's worth a ton of,
Ton
Paimon
of
wasn't
more?
having any bad thoughts? Let's bring the ring back to Mr. Zhu.
Gotta keep it in my hands away from greedy Paimon.
That's it! That's the one! Ah, I thought it was lost forever.
You actually found it. Not bad. Mr. Zhu, you must take care of such precious things a bit better. You might not be so fortunate next time.
You're absolutely right. How would I have faced my family if I had lost the 253rd ring my mother gave me?
Oh. That's a lot of rings. Just look at my face.
Let me explain. My family owns 3 jade mines, and in order to ensure that I would be able to find myself a good wife, my mother had many jade accessories made as heirlooms. I think there might be over 500 of them.
Then why would you feel the need to set up an
Goodness.
inn here?
Well, inheriting the family business too early unavoidably made things boring. Thank you, all the same. Here's the mora, as agreed. Please take it.
Then I'll take it gladly.
That was quick.
But we did all the work.
A disciple should act like one. How can they steal their master's thunder?
Or say that it really be your disciple.
Exactly.
Well, you need to start practicing now. If my rival is as smart as I think they are, they will figure you out in a heartbeat.
Well,
What was that rumbling sound?
Oh, right. You mustn't have eaten in days. I'm very sorry. I forgot that you have no...
That didn't happen. Forget it. Well, I suddenly feel that you have indeed contributed to our good fortune. I say we spend this money on treating you to a fine meal. If we travel north, we'll reach the Wongshu Inn. I hear the food there is really good, so let's go try it out. No need to thank me. I'm just doing as a good master should.
Did she say she was treating us? Is Paimon hearing things?
she's a good person. Said it for you.
She's such a good person. Let's have ourselves a great meal.
I do like Mona a lot. Now, if I only could get her, either from standard banner or losing to a limited character. Well, if I would technically lose on Child's banner, I wouldn't mind. I don't need Child. I would gladly take Mona. Wait, where do I have to go? Oh, bottom.
Since it's Mona's treat, we can order whatever we want, right?
Well, let's not go overboard.
Of course. I am a most generous master, after all. But only if you can finish it all. Wasting food simply will not do.
Oh, I don't waste food at all.
Excuse me, what would you like to order?
Oh, well, that's interesting. Let's see. Ooh, crab roe tofu? Seems interesting.
Though tofu could not be a more ordinary ingredient, it and crab roe are truly a match made in heaven. It's one of our specialties.
Well then, sign me up. Oh, have to ask for everything?
This is a favorite among our regulars. Bamboo shoots, meat, and ham are cooked together, creating a richly flavored soup. Pour a few spoonfuls into each bowl of rice you eat. You'll never get enough of it.
These golden shrimp
These
balls.
are made using large, succulent shrimp wrapped in crispy fried potatoes. They have an amazing texture.
And for that vegetarian abalone.
It's exactly what it says on the label. Abalone made from vegetarian ingredients. It's just as good as the real thing.
I'll order them all.
All of them?
Yes.
We only have 3. No, 2.5 people? Isn't that too much food?
Well, Paimon eats like 3.
That's not how you count it. Besides, Paimon hasn't even ordered yet. Squirrelfish, Juyu chili chicken, and
There she
curry
goes.
soup, please.
Sure. And is there anything else you'd like to order, ma'am?
I'd just like to ask, how much do the current dishes cost in total?
Around 20,000 mora.
Then, I'll just have some vegetarian noodles, please.
All right. A bowl of vegetarian noodles, was it? Please wait a moment. We'll serve you shortly.
Food arrives, so we gorge ourselves.
Paimon's been thinking about
In the
something
food.
since we started eating.
Why did she order one dish?
Is it? Because she actually doesn't have money?
Well, obviously.
I heard that. I said I was treating. How could I be rattled by something as mundane as Mora?
Sounds like Zhongli.
An astrologist's mind is set on studying the stars. Being so easily disturbed by such banal matters would hamper my judgment. Especially the act of overly gratifying oneself using Mora. It is both vulgar
But you're
and
still
dangerous.
hungry.
So, not eating the dishes we ordered is also part of an astrologist's pride? Paimon doesn't get it, but it feels kind of bad that only we got to feast.
Let me whip up something for you.
Oh, yes, we can do that. Just give us a minute. You don't use more to fulfill your desires, so it's fine as long as you're not buying anything, right?
There you go.
This aroma is...
Your special order, ma'am.
Wow, it's incredible. Fine. Since my disciple has put in so much time and effort, I must, with great difficulty, accept.
Just accept it.
This golden crab is too delicious. I have never eaten anything this good in my life. I mean, I never knew that my disciple was this skilled. As your master, I am most comforted.
As long as you're eating a full meal.
I see that it's no boast to call them Liyue's delicacies. I suppose it wasn't too much to spend all this mora on. It's nothing. Nothing at all. Now that we've eaten and drank our fill, we should be off. If we travel north from here, we should reach the stone gate, and from there we will be within the boundaries of Mondstadt. What deep mystery shall we acquire knowledge of? I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, stone gate.
That was tiring, but we're finally in Mondstadt. The quest to plumb the wondrous depths of knowledge is indeed arduous.
Paimon's not tired.
That's because you float.
Well, it doesn't look like an astrologist is all that amazing either.
That's because you have too many unrealistic fantasies about astrology.
Nice saying.
Are you also resting your feet here?
Who are you?
Oh, my brothers and I are all merchants. We just finished doing business in Liyue, and we're preparing to head back to Mondstadt. You look rather tired. The cart we hired will be coming in a while. What say you to coming along for the ride?
Well, I am a little tired.
Let's go then. We can make conversation along the way. The more the merrier.
There's no need. Now shoo, get out of our way.
Huh? Miss, is there something wrong?
Cease your pretensions, bandit. Picking up people on the road who appear vulnerable, robbing them blind once they've gotten on the cart, and then taking them to some Archon-forsaken place. Is that your deal?
What are you saying? We came over here to make conversation, and this is how we're rewarded? With insults? If
Mona
you don't want to get on,
knows.
don't. Crazy girl.
Well then, shall I tell you now which objects you have on you that are stolen? If you have any quibbles, we can bring people to corroborate what I've said, and all will come to light. If I lose, I'll pay you 20,000 mora. But if I win, then you'll be eating prison rations in Liyue Harbor tonight. How about it? If you're real legitimate businessmen, there's nothing to fear, is there?
You pushed it too far, brat. I don't know how you found out, but as long as we get rid of you, no one will have to know.
You will not touch her.
Don't fret, it's just a few bandits. You said earlier that there was nothing amazing about astrologists? Well then, this is a good time to show you what your master can do.
Well, I didn't say that. That was Paimon. But yeah, Mona is powerful. Let me check what she has. Well, 69, okay. 51, 91, 151 recharge. Just a little bit mastery. Pyro damage. Every damage except physical. Okay, let's find out. Skyward Atlas. Oh, well, I never had this weapon, so increases elemental damage by 12%, just like that. Normal attack hits 50% chance are in the favor of clouds, which actively seek out enemy opponents to attack for 15 seconds, dealing 160% attack as damage. Not bad at all. Artifact and Noblesse? So she's like on like support? And they're not even maxed out. 16. Constellation 3. And 558. This is that extra thing. Okay.
Let me slide.
Yeah, this is pretty good damage. I would give her the Hydro set. Let's use the burst.
Feast is upon you.
24,000. Easily.
What did you think? Did that satisfy your expectations?
Your combat abilities are amazing.
Such things are elementary for an astrologist. Lies are worthless before astrology. Destiny and truth are written in the stars. Though it may take more time to garner the specifics, I can read the gist of a situation at a glance.
But you did hit some bumps in the road.
That's because Tivat's stars can only display the fates and truths of this world. Anything related to you becomes like a fog that even I cannot penetrate.
Yeah,
That is why I must
I'm a
meet that
mystery.
successor. With our knowledge combined, I might be able to gain new insight into your fate.
I'm a little excited.
Whatever the case, you've got everything to gain from this trip. All right, I'm rested. Let's get this journey to Mondstadt over with.
If only we had a cart.
You're still floating.
I thought you weren't tired. Are you ready? Don't shame your master now. We're about to meet that successor.
I can't tell
I
fortunes.
guess. Wait, no. It won't do if you have no idea at all, even if you are a fake disciple. We have a rule that forbids us from teaching outsiders, but I suppose I could teach you. My astrology is based on hydromancy, and as the name suggests, I use the reflections in water bodies to observe the true starry sky.
So, once I learn Hydro, which will take some time to get there, will you teach me?
Allow me to demonstrate. Watch closely.
Maybe she will.
From
Who
the
knows?
present station and movement of the stars, I see. So that successor is a young, female Knight of Favonius.
Doesn't that sound like Lisa?
We will meet her here presently. Well, that's all the information we need.
That's all?
It seems that even basic astrology can't be grasped in one go. Never mind, I'll explain in detail later. She's here.
Wow, it's you, Mr. Honorary Knight. And Paimon, too. You're back.
Hey, Klee.
That's her. The successor to great knowledge.
You mean Klee?
Successor?
That's right. I am the astrologist who has plumbed the depths of the ocean of stars. Surely you have long calculated my arrival as well.
No.
Ocean of stars? What's that? Does it have fish in it?
This makes it even funnier.
Fish? No, don't play dumb. Is this some kind of game?
I should be the one saying that. I didn't get what you said at all.
You're getting nowhere fast.
But my predictions can't be mistaken.
Well, she's
let's
a
make sure.
child.
Your mother's name is Alice, isn't it?
Oh yes, Alice.
That's right. Oh, so you're Mommy's friend. But she's gone very far away.
My readings told me as much. But before she left, she must have imparted her mystical arts to you, surely.
Mystical arts? I don't get it. Mommy only taught me to make jumpy dumpties. So Klee's mother is the friend and rival of Mona's teacher?
Yes. As well versed in astrology as she was, my master knew only astrology. Alice, on the other hand, was skilled in a great many other mystical fields.
As much as I heard, Alice is a very powerful mage.
Well, Klee's so young. So even if she'd heard this deep knowledge, she might not have understood.
Exactly as I said, she's too young to understand.
Yes. It seems she has inherited the blood, but not the knowledge. What a miscalculation. There can be no contest like this. Yes. So before Alice left, did she tell you about a 50-year agreement and about a certain box?
Oh, I know this one. So you're here for that box. I'll look. Wait here.
Okay.
Not this one. Or this one. No, it's not this one either.
Does it have directions of your treasure?
I remember now. I buried it together with my new treasure at Windrise.
It's a bomb again, isn't it?
Wait for me. I'll be right back. Klee, don't just run off. Don't you need the things in your pack?
I'll help her pack these things back
She
in.
just
You
needs
go
her
after
box.
her. Looking at how rash she is, I worry for the box.
She doesn't need anything, just her bombs and that's it. Wait, why am I running? How far is it?
We're here. This is it. Let's dig it up.
Dendro slimes must have done this. Well, that is a Dendro slime.
I put a sign here. There's no mistake.
Oh, there it is.
Dendro slimes.
Yep, Dendro
We can
slimes.
talk later. Let's take them out first.
Go as planned!
The easiest ones to kill,
This
but
box.
I think they're
Well,
the
it
less
wasn't damaged in the
least aggressive.
explosions. Retrieval complete. Let's bring it back.
Okay, back, teleport.
You're back at last. The wait was exceedingly dull.
Really, I was away about 2 minutes.
I had intended to read a book to pass the time, but this one was just some ridiculous diary. Nothing of note in it at all. It dropped from Klee's backpack, so I thought it might contain some ancient knowledge, but never mind
Nothing.
that. So, did you find the box?
We did. It's in perfect shape.
That's wonderful! Wait a moment. Why isn't it locked? And why is it empty?
Huh? Well, it's because I borrowed this box to store my treasures.
Borrowed?
But since you're here for the box, I took all my treasures out. That's why it's empty.
You used it to store your things? Then where are the original contents of the box? That's what I want.
Oh, you want the thing that used to be in the box?
Obviously.
You should have said so.
You haven't broken it. Have
Nope.
you?
No, it's not broken at all. It's the book in your hand.
Yep, that's it.
What? This. So this book, this diary, is that Hag's? It's her diary from 50 years ago?
Yes. Behold the truth.
The thing she wanted back after 50 years was the dark history of her youth? I'm finished. No wonder that old woman said I should not look at it no matter what, or she'd rip me to shreds.
So it's some history no one should know. No, you're not in trouble, Klee.
It was you who said you wanted the box. You didn't say anything about the thing inside. I don't know anything. I'm leaving. Bye.
What a touching conclusion.
Well, if you don't say anything, your master won't find out, will she?
Impossible. Astrology can see through all lies. You've seen it yourself. After having spent all my mora to come to Mondstadt, not only have I gained no knowledge, but now I can't return.
Really, how bad can it be? Just give the thing to your master and that's it. What is she gonna do? Kill you or something?
That's so sad. Maybe you could forget everything in that book and then go back.
That's too difficult. And even if I wanted to stay in Mondstadt, it would be...
Too expensive?
Yes. I mean, no. You really have no way with words.
I think I know what you mean.
Well, then you'll just have to go back and face your master.
Stop talking about it. I guess I'll just have to stay in Mondstadt temporarily. Once that old crone's reached the end of her days, I'll be free.
Does that really count as temporary?
What will I do about my astrology research? No, wait. I don't even have a place to stay.
About that, we can go ask
Yeah, we can
Catherine
help.
the Adventurers Guild. Let's see if she can help.
The Adventurers Guild? Ah, right. You can do commissions for them in exchange for...
That was the plan.
Thanks. Never mind, it's nothing.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Okay, about more.
I see. I understand the situation. There is a magic laboratory in Mondstadt that has been sealed by some unknown person. Although we have a few specialists who could break the seal, they all have their own labs and aren't that interested in the matter. I believe that if the astrologist you mentioned can break the seal, the owner of that house wouldn't mind if she stayed there.
I think you should
Alright.
do it.
Then, allow me to tell you where the house is.
Okay, I already visited this house plenty of times. After running around inside of Mondstadt, I noticed this hydro seal. Actually, it's interesting who put it there and for what reason. How many hydro characters are in Mondstadt? And those who can actually do that.
The person who placed this seal is by no means simple. Breaking this seal by force is nigh on impossible. Interesting. I suppose it's worth using my astrology on. Let me see. I see. So if you first, and then you...
Oh, there. It worked.
Alright, it's open.
Holy moly, that's amazing! Now we just need to go back to Catherine and you'll be able to stay here.
No need, no need. You have my utmost thanks.
You are?
Oh, I'm Goth, the owner of this house. I passed by the Adventurers Guild a while back and Catherine told me about the matter. I never thought this troublesome seal would be dispelled so quickly.
Does that mean I can stay here?
Of course, of course. The facilities inside were just being left there anyway. I would be glad to have someone make use of them. To express my thanks, I shall rent this building to you at the lowest possible price.
Rent? I didn't hear anything about rent,
Yeah.
and I helped out too.
Well, yes, of course, I understand. I am most thankful to you for that. So rest assured that I will give you the best rates.
I mean...
Paimon thinks Mona's misunderstood something, but...
This might be her best option.
I guess I don't have any other choice. I'll rent this place.
Great! Then we are agreed. I will go prepare the documentation. Please wait here.
Thanks for your help. Also, well, I'm very sorry, but I won't be able to do what I agreed to help you with just yet.
It's fine.
Without the necessary tools and without new knowledge, it will take me some time to see your destiny clearly. But I promise that I'll do a reading for you first thing once I'm ready.
As you said, this journey was all gain and no loss.
Thank you. Our traveling together was fate. And of the good kind, I'd say. I wish you both safe travels. As for me, I need to think of the future as well.
How is she gonna make a living if she doesn't use astrology to make money?
Oh, we'll just have to keep an eye on her.
Maybe we should come back and check on her once in a while. It would really be bad if she fainted from hunger in there.
Yeah. Too bad we can't visit her. Maybe once Fontaine is released, she might come with us. Maybe even face her master or something, or help out.
Cut that racket out! I'm doing experiments here.
It's just me.
Oh, it's you! I'm currently running some tests related to your situation. I should see some results soon, so please wait patiently. Don't worry about me fainting from hunger. In any case, I figured out a way to make some money.
Okay, good. Mind telling me? Open the windows. Get some sunlight. Okay, well. Two character stories done. Stop showing me that. I can't do it. Okay, well, for this part of the video I'm done. Next time I will start with Zhongli, then Child, then second Zhongli, I think. Yeah, so for now this is it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.